Welcome. Jovina's going to recant how when she was a little girl, how men used to ask women to dance. And I'll talk to you about how to ask a woman to dance currently. And you'll see the two actually tie in together. So Jovina, you were telling me earlier today when we were talking about the old school when you were a kid.
Yes.
You could recant that.
Yes, we have this whole social thing that our people have. You know,
who's your people?
The Portuguese. My people, okay. Yes. And we're very social people, so there's always social events going on. We even have our own hall that we go to.
Right.
They do have dances and parties and festivals and all kinds of things. Of course, there's always a lot of dancing involved. It's a very big thing for us.
Yeah, I've seen you guys.
And yes, okay. All that aside, but what I remember when I was a teenager, and this is, the girls would hang out on one side of the room, and the guys would be like somewhere nearby, but still at a distance, you know.
Covering like vultures.
Yeah, sort of like being guys, you know, like guys hanging out by the bar and girls sitting at a table or something like that. And, you know, we're all sitting there giggling and stuff, and all of a sudden, we were always very aware of them, just like they were aware of us. And they knew who they wanted to dance with, so they'd give us a signal. It's this they would look at the person that they wanted to dance with, and they would, you know, do that little head thing, or come here, like
that. That's pretty macho. I like that.
Yeah, and that's what they did. And we knew who they were talking to, and all we did is just
walk on over.
Saunter on over to the dance floor. They'd meet us there. Or sometimes the guys would, if they were closer, if they were walking by, they'd just come over, grab our hand, grab the girl that they wanted to dance with, and not drag us, but you know, walk us off to the dance floor. And I noticed it wasn't just the younger guys that did that; it was the older guys that did that too. My dad did that with my mom.
What did he do?
And they had been married forever, so you know it's the same thing. He would just go, you know, do the little,
thing, huh?
you know, get her attention.
I like that.
And she knew. And
so when I'm walking over.
Yeah, or if he was sitting by her, sometimes they would be sitting, you know, all together, a bunch of couples. He would just grab her by the hand and take her onto the dance floor. But if he wasn't standing near her, it was always that, come on.
The beckon.
Yeah, or the head, just the head. Yeah, come on. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I remember, and it was all the guys. It was all of them, the younger ones, the older ones, everyone.
So how did we meet? I mean, how did I get you on the dance floor?
I was talking to the bouncer, and yes, and I think you. Because I wasn't looking over in your direction, I don't know if it was because of that, you walked over to where I was, and you said, excuse me, to the bouncer, of course, and grabbed my hand and took me out onto the dance floor.
Did I ask you to dance?
No. No words. Just to the bouncer. You said, excuse me. No, to him. Not even to me, to him.
Okay, so what Jovina described, I just learned that today, is how the Portuguese, the old school Portuguese, and her generation of how they get girls to dance.
Exactly.
At the Portuguese hall, at their social events. It still works today, because that's how I met her. I did the same thing. That's what I started doing, was I just stick my hand out for girls. You know, sometimes I grab them, because we'd already made eye contact. I already made eye contact. I think I stopped it the night before.
Yeah, a couple of other times we had just kind of exchanged the
look.
But yeah.
You know, I don't remember.
You don't? Oh my God! Probably
I hate to say it. I only remember the night before. I hate to say that, but I don't remember talking the night before. I remember looking at you. You know, I was watching you dance with his brother. He was all up in your ass, you know, doing the shit. Why in the booty here? Woo, 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 woo. Okay, whatever. And you were snapping some gum, looking bored.
Yeah, I always chewed gum for some reason.
Yeah, well, you always want to stick gum in your mouth.
Yeah.
So I thought, what a bitch.
Yeah, he's told me that several times, so I already know this.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. What a fucking bitch. Then my buddy wanted to meet her, so I stopped her. Anyway, I like how she represented herself when I met her the night before, and I said, let me go get this. But I was polite to the bouncer, though. You know, I wouldn't do that if it wasn't the bouncer, because he's supposed to be doing his goddamn job anyway. So if it was another dude that was trying to get up on her, I wouldn't have did that. Okay, I'm not there to start fights, but this plight, I would just all you gotta do is put your hand out. She knows what you want, and if you've been making eye contact with her, then she obviously wants to dance too. Because girls, they want to dance, they want to have fun. Remember that song, "Girls Just Want to Have Fun"? Probably before your time. But there's a song out there titled that by Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, when I first started teaching fitness classes, aerobics, girls just want to have fun. Yeah, that was one song we used.
And that's why women go to the clubs. They
have fun and meet men.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
If they have both in the process, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that in a bag of chips. So it doesn't make sense to yell out, "Hey, you want to dance?" Go in the ear, "Hey, you want to dance?" I've said so many girls.
And embarrass yourself.
I've been embarrassed.
No.
I was a goober back in my days. I would ask girls, after I got my courage up after waiting all fucking night to step over, because I had no confidence back then. Stepping over there, would you like to dance?
Yeah.
If you had known me when I was younger, you would have even liked me. I had no game, no swag, no confidence. So anyway, the easy way is just put your hand out. The way the old Latins do it. They're Latins too. They're Portuguese. They're used to be Spaniards. That's the way Latin folks do it. They're more macho. Put your hand out like a gentleman. Okay, that's the way their old guys do it. They do the head nod. And I've seen guys do that. In the clubs. And girls come down. It's you guys who lack the balls and the manhood who struggle with this stuff. So that teaches you that you got to get your confidence up. You got to get your balls to grow a bit. Have a pair. Step in there like you got a pair between your legs. Not like you got some little tiny balls and afraid to ask a girl or put your hand out to a girl. I talked to a guy in Australia, an Arab guy. He was surprised that, that's the way he asked a girl to dance. I was surprised that he didn't know how to put his hand out. He was asking me, should I extend all the way out or should I have it like here? I said, no, you don't want to hear. That's feminine. Yeah. Hey, you want to dance? Hey, you want to dance? No, just put your hand out. He was wondering if I should do it like this or like that. Doesn't matter. Hey, you can reach your hand out like this. Hey, come on, let's go. Or like this, doesn't matter. But just stick your arm out. That's all you got to do. The same thing with, getting a girl's phone number. While you're dancing.
Not rocket science, guys.
It ain't no goddamn.
It's not.
I don't know my phone. Pretend this is my phone. We're dancing. Act like you don't care. She knows what to do. Yeah. Cool. I'll give you a call sometime. That's it.
Yep.
I'll give you a call sometime. That's it. This shit is not rocket science. It doesn't take me to grab shit out on the board back there to say, just take your phone out. I'll give you a call sometime. Bam. Okay? This shit's not rocket science, fellas. All right? What's lacking is balls. That's the main thing that I've noticed is guys have no fucking confidence in themselves. Low in confidence.
No, that's true.
Yeah, just totally feminized and weak. So we got to grow your balls out there. You got to get your confidence up. All right? If you don't have my confidence kicker, then make sure you sign up for it. Click the link below and grow your confidence out there. Anything you want to add there, Jovina?
The thing that I see with guys, and this I've seen this in the clubs when I used to go to the clubs. That's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Is some guys overthink asking a girl to dance, because I actually have had guys come up to me and they're fumbling around, that they want something.
Well, you know what they want.
Yeah.
They want the booty.
But even just to ask me to dance, if you're going to ask me, just then straight out, would you like to dance? But when you get there, actually do something and don't just stand there looking like you don't know or you lost all your memory. Like, what am I here for? Oh yeah, that kind of ruins the moment. So either just put your hand out, grab my hand, or say, would you like to dance? Something.
Put your hand out.
But I have had that happen to me where.
There, like that. That's all it takes.
I had that happen to me where a guy will just say, he's right there in my face, and he's gonna ask you to dance or something. And, and he doesn't, not even a stutter. It's like almost like a blank stare. And okay, how's that going to look, right? So do something, make a move.
Be a man up, grow some balls.
Exactly, just make a move.
Hey, here's what you do. Get right before and drop to your hands and feet and do 20 push-ups. Then jump up and ask her. That'll work. Doesn't it? She'll walk on your back as she walks away from you, but hey,
certainly
that's
a good way to
one
start
around.
a conversation.
Yeah. I was just doing push-ups until I get the courage to ask you to dance. Why don't we skip to the case? Was it BBC, man? No? Okay. Hey, was it BBC, man?
Yeah. I don't know about that one. That's a little bit.
Grab it?
Yeah.
Too much? I'm going to try that.
That's a little too much.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to go to the club.
Approach.
I'm going to do the Hodge twins in a minute. I was on BBC, man. See if that works.
Well, she get a laugh out of somebody.
Yeah, really. But if they know who you're impersonating, that'll be fun.
But they'd have to know. Otherwise, they make.
Otherwise, I just.
What are you doing?
What if they took me up on it? Oh God! Did I step and produce? I ain't seen my dick in 10 years.
You haven't?
No. They kind of crawled up inside and kind of went away. I was abusing it back then. All right, we're getting raw here.
That's
putting
it mildly.
That's it, right there.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.